Hey everyone, November the 11th, Wednesday evening. Hope everyone had a good day. Of course, it is Veterans Day in the US and Remembrance Day here in Canada. And just wanted to acknowledge all the veterans out there who've sacrificed for us and our freedom. And yeah, so let's get on with how the week's going so far and take a look what we can expect for the next couple days. So it was kind of an interesting day today. Just wanted to start out looking at this overview um, of the different indexes. You can see here Dow sold off, ended up down on the day a little bit, while the NASDAQ seemed to do well right from the get-go. SPY was a little bit choppy, so doesn't show the IWM, but let's get into that. And let's start talking about charts I like to run through here. You can see here, we'll start out with the transports, as I like to do. And you can see here, started up on the day and finished down about 0.75%, 0.74%. Again, bit of a rejection of this level here. Same with Monday, so an outside day Tuesday, and now a rejection again. So we seem to be having some challenges with this level here. And you can see here, volume is really dropping off, and RSI may be rolling over a bit here. So transport's struggling to make new highs. And you can see here the Treasury market was closed today because of Veterans Day, but you can see here we're definitely in an established uptrend on the yields. It means the bond prices are dropping as yields go up, and we are getting pretty extended here, so we can probably expect a bit of a pullback. But again, this trend is definitely heading higher, and we'll see what impact that has on the market as we start getting up into the 1% range when we start going there. But definitely a trend that's continuing. So the Dow, again, as we said here, just off a little bit today, and sort of like the transports struggling at this to make new highs here. Again, volume dropping off today. Stochastics looking like they're rolling over. RSI looking a little weak. Yeah, so things do look like they're struggling a bit, and I think the general consensus with the way the virus is going, optimism about vaccine, but over the next couple months, kind of pessimism about possibility of lockdowns as things start to get worse here with the infections and total number of infections and hospitalizations. So maybe we're heading back into some lockdowns here as we get into the thick of winter months. IWM had some pretty big days here. Big gap up day Monday, pulled back. Looked like it was going to continue to strengthen here on Tuesday with an inside day, and then just kind of a dud today, off just a little, 0.04%. Again, stochastics kind of rolling over here, volume dropping off, kind of a familiar theme. But let's just take a look at the Qs. This is the Qs sold off Monday as opposed to IWM, although the Qs were up on the day to start. But bit of a reversal day, but definitely weaker, not like an inside day like IWM. And then we had a fair amount of, looked like a rotation back into the Qs today. And of course, this kind of makes sense because this is the market that's probably going to benefit the most if we end up going into lockdowns again. I think Zoom was up big today. So the lockdown trades were more on today, and the recovery trades were more off today. So you can see here RSI kind of a turning up here, double bottom, then a lower or a higher low. Again, volume dropping off. SPY was up on the day, although kind of a doji candle indecision. Volume dropping off. Stochastics pulling back a bit. But SPY, most of the SPY gain was probably due to the strength in the Qs. The dollar did try to rally today, pulled back a little bit. And we kind of holding, or we got down to this low level here, held, came back up, rejected this 20 moving average. So stochastics are turning up here, RSI is turning up, so maybe we'll keep an eye on this. If the dollar gets weak again, could be good for commodities, could be good for emerging markets, and vice versa if it starts to get strong. The VIX gave an interesting signal here. This is basically sold off on the day, and if we look at our charts here, getting down into an area where there was some pretty significant prior support in this area, and we're definitely getting down there. It looked like we tried to get down there today, came up a bit, but trend is still downward on the VIX, which actually probably bodes well for the market with the VIX this low. RSI heading lower, stochastics really oversold here, so maybe might get a bit of a bounce, but again, that kind of indicates maybe markets are going to go up, or at least maybe the NASDAQ is. TLT, of course, came up a bit today with the if it came up today, that means the yields dropped a little bit, so we got a bit of a pullback. Volume really light here. And I think that's it. So let's take a look at our groups at a glance here and see what could be under pressure and what could be doing well. So again, the discretionaries, again, they look a little bit toppy here. If anything, this one could roll over. Communications strong today. Of course, the XLK, the technology sector, strong today. I think technology continues to go higher here, especially with these potentials for lockdowns. And the recovery trades are probably going to wane a little bit here. So like the industrials, maybe the materials. Energy, after this really nice pop, was a little off today. It may pull back as well, because really this strength in energy is sort of dependent on recovery. Staples were up a bit today, showed do okay as a sort of a risk-off trade. Healthcare pulled back today. Financials, after had a nice big pop and a move here, just a bit of a pullback today as the yields dropped a little bit. And utilities breaking out here. So should keep an eye on utilities, and I'd watch for continued strength in the technology side of things. So let's take a look at a few trades that I'm keeping everything's crazy with stuff, money rotating in and out of things sort of on a daily basis. So I'm kind of keeping my position light here, but I did like the way the Qs were gapping up and performing today. So I did take some QQQ in the morning, was on my watch list in the morning, and took some, and I'm just holding some overnight, just a smaller position, keeping my positions relatively small until kind of get an established direction here. So this one, this is a TQQ. So here's a stock I mentioned, Zoom, again, big sell-off on the virus news, or I'm not sure, not the virus news, the vaccination news from Pfizer. Of course, any hint of reopening trade, and of course this got really hit today, and now we've got the reverse, more talk of lockdowns coming, skyrocketing COVID cases and that kind of stuff. So now we're back into the lockdown mode where stocks like Zoom are going to do well. I'm just kind of curious to know if another, obviously more stay-at-home trades. Roku had a really good day, so yeah. So the only one thing I wanted to touch on was GDX. I always like to keep an eye on gold. You can see here there's a bit of an area of support here. Looks like we lost this area yesterday, and we're down into another area where there's some support here, and it looks like we held here. So I'll be watching tomorrow, and if we get some strength, I'll get back into a GDX position, or I've been trading PAAS, Again, we're kind of getting down into this area where there was some support here. Could be even further downside on this. But if we'll be watching this one tomorrow, and if we see any kind of strength, I'll add back again on this. Right now, stochastics, flirting with being under 50. Maybe the RSI is flattening out here. So yeah, something else to watch. But technology could be in focus again, coming back in, more rotation of money back into that sector, like I said, and watch out for the discretionaries and like the industrials in the short term here. But as if any more news on more vaccines, like J&J has one coming out, you can see if we get more positive news on other vaccines, we're going to have the same effect where we're going to get a flip back out of technology and back into the cyclicals and stocks that are going to do well in a recovery market. So opening up markets. So yeah, right now there's a lot of headline, I would call it risk, that can move this market around. So best to stay light and nimble. So that'll be the strategy for the time being. All right, that's it. Have a great rest of the evening, everybody. This is my book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade, if you haven't checked it out. And of course, as usual at the Bear Bull Trading Room, we will be starting our pre-market show live YouTube 8:30 with Norm and Carlos, and then trading the market open at 9:30. So hopefully you can join us for one or both of those, and we'll see you in the morning. Bye for now.